long documents course. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a 3-chapter textbook, and then we're going to use the styles from the document that we designed last week to help us format the document this week. Now, a quick note, this is a desktop publishing class, not an InDesign class. But it's really, really hard to teach this level of desktop publishing in anything other than InDesign. It can be done in Microsoft Word. It's considerably more difficult to do it in Word. But publishing at this level is going to be done in InDesign, just like any serious photo editing would be done in Photoshop. Video editing is going to be done in Premiere. Just professional level publishing of this nature is going to be done in these programs. So even though it isn't an InDesign class, it's a desktop publishing class, it's anything like this is going to be done in InDesign. Okay, so quick rules when we talk about a textbook. Textbooks will have left and right pages. Obviously, left pages are going to be even numbered, right pages are odd numbers. Chapters will always start on their own page, and usually they will start on a right page, using the page before it. The left page before it are usually blank. The headers on each page, the headers on the left pages will have the book's title. The header on the right page will have the chapter title. And then the footer will have an even number for the left page and odd number for the right page. Okay. Now we might tweak that a little bit as we go, but those are the general rules for textbooks. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new document in InDesign, switch it to inches, 8.5 by 11, portrait. We're going to do facing pages and a primary text frame. And then what this will do is it puts a text frame on the page already within our margins that are specified below. And what that'll do is if we were to dump multiple pages of text into this document, it would go ahead and create pages, create the text box, and flow that text across multiple pages without us having to do anything. Okay. So facing pages, primary text frame, and then we'll use our margins of 1 inch all the way around. As you'll notice in most textbooks, there's usually a pretty decent margin on those. And then what I want you to do when you get this resulting document is make sure that you can see the pages box or window. Okay. That would be listed over here on pages if you can't see it. And then our paragraph and our character styles, which would be under styles, okay, if you don't see them. Okay, but make sure that both of those are visible, and you can go ahead and close some of the other ones if they're getting in your way so that you can see both of these. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create something called master pages. Okay. Now you created paragraph styles and character styles. Master pages are basically page styles. Okay. They're going to be a page that we can create. We can base other pages off of them, and that'll help us, just maintain consistent page design between each one. Okay, so we're going to start here. Okay. These are the pages in the document here. These are our master pages up here. Okay. And you see we have a parent. Those are our master pages already, and we click on them. That's what they look like right now. Okay. They have the text box. Remember, we specified auto text box. But that's it. There's no headers, there's no footers, there's no page numbers. Okay. So if we right click and then choose options, okay, I'm going to leave the prefix A, change the name to blank. Okay. prefixes come in handy when you are designing documents where the page numbers don't flow through the entire document. Owner's manuals will tend to be this way. So they would be like chapter 2 dash 1 would be page 1 of chapter 2, right? Well, that in this case, we would make the prefix a 2. Okay, that way, if we have, page 6-24, that's page 24 of chapter 6, the prefix would be 6. Okay, but for now, we're going to leave the prefix A because we're not going to get into all of that deep in this document. Okay, so we're going to name them blank based on none. Number of pages 2. Hit OK. Okay. So now we have blank master pages. That's pretty easy. Now what we will do duplicate the parent, right click, options, and we're going to call this front matter. Front matter of a textbook are things like the table of contents, the acknowledgments, epilogue. Those types of things are collectively known as front matter in a textbook. Now, you wouldn't call it front matter in a textbook, but we are going to call it that for this assignment. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a header for each page and page numbers. Okay. So I'm just going to create a text box, and I'm going to type, remember the left-hand side is the page, the title of the book. So we'll do the Drexel, oops, misspelled Drexel. The Drexel Desktop Publishing Book. Center it. I'm not going to worry about applying any styles or anything to this now because I can do that later when we import our styles from our previous document. Okay. And I'm going to option and drag this one across, copying it. We'll call it front matter as kind of our chapter title, so to speak. Okay. Then I will copy both of these. And we're going to put our page number in here. Now, to avoid having to number pages manually, we could insert a special character. Okay. So under type, insert special character, marker, you can choose current page number. Okay. And we'll left justify that so it's on our left side. We'll do the same thing here. Insert special character, marker, current page number, and we will right justify that. Okay. That is our master pages for the front matter. Okay. Duplicate front matter, parent options, make this one chapter 1. Okay. And the only thing I'll need to change here is change the chapter title. Chapter 1. And then you go ahead and do that for chapter 2 and chapter 3. And then for our last one, we'll do back matter. Back matter usually consists of your index, glossary, things like that. Okay. So now that we have our master pages, oops, I forgot to change our chapter title. Did I forget it on all of them? I did. So that was chapter 3. That one in chapter 2. Sorry about that. Chapter 1's good. Okay. All right, so now we have our book's title on the left-hand page, the chapter's title on the right-hand page. We've got our placeholders for our page numbers. We've got our spreads for front matter, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and back matter. Okay. So now what we're going to do, go down to our first page, okay, and it should be front matter. Okay, so you see the B, so we know that it's set up as front matter. Okay, now let's double click and we can go down into this page. So now we're not in the master pages anymore. We are in the document itself. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out to Word. Go to the front matter. All of these Word documents are in Blackboard, so that's where you'll be able to get them all. So I'm just going to highlight all of them, copy it, and paste it in. Okay. As you'll note, it is auto-generated all the pages that I need to contain everything that's in the front matter. Okay. So what we can do now is import the rest of our content. So we'll go to chapter 1, copy all of that. Let's see, it's imported everything to there. And we can continue with the rest. Chapter 2. Import all that. Scroll down to the end. On my chapter 3. And you see back matter, just the glossary, just the index for now, because we will create those later. Go to the end. Paste those in. And now we have all of our 3 chapters, our front matter and our back matter, all in our document. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to import the styles from that previous document that we did last week. So in the styles window, you click on the menu. You will see load paragraph styles, or in this case, load all text styles. So we will go to our documents from last week. Click on our document from last week and open, and you will see all of the ones that we created last week. And what you'll notice in this case, I picked a document where I did not use an asterisk behind each of the styles that I created. Okay, but that is an important step to remember going forward, because if you were importing them into a document that you've already been working on or someone else has already been working on, you will know all of the ones you're importing because they will have that asterisk behind them. And what it will also do is prevent you from possibly overwriting. If another part of the book has a body copy, you have a body copy, it's going to ask you if you want to import it and override it or keep them. Whereas if you have the asterisk, it won't ask you that. And then you can go in later and substitute one for the other. Okay. But in this particular case, the asterisks were here and we already had existing paragraphs, you wouldn't overwrite previous work. Okay. So they're all checked already, so they're all good to go. And now they've appeared, and there's our character styles as well. So now all you need to do is start formatting. Go college of your chapter header. And if you need help figuring this out, what gets what style, go ahead and refer to the Word document for a rough idea. But keeping in mind, a lot of these decisions are yours as a desktop designer to decide what requires which level of header or what should be bold, etc. Okay, so use this as a guide, but not the law. You can edit this as you see fit. So I can see here, this looks like it's all going to be body copy. So we click in once there, hold down Shift key, click in once down there, and that gets all of those paragraphs. And I hit body copy. It formats them the way we had it formatted last week. Okay. Now when we go to type and we do show hidden characters, okay, you're going to see this happening a lot. These errant hard returns. Okay, because people when they type traditionally are going to hit a return twice. And a lot of desktop publishing is going to be removing these traditional type rules from a document when you bring it into a document of your creation with it in desktop publishing, where you have set space before, space after, paragraph rules, things like that. You're going to have to undo some of this work. Okay. Now, I'll do it manually for now, but you could do a find and change throughout the entire document and say everywhere where there are 2 paragraph returns, find everywhere where it's 2 and replace with 1. Okay. But for now, we'll just do this for keeping things clear. Okay. And I know that table of contents is its own chapter. Now we remember that we told chapter headers to always start on their own page. Okay. Table of contents is going to be blank for now because we're going to auto-generate a table of contents later. So there's no content there for now. This looks all like body copy. Getting rid of my errant paragraph returns. Course introduction. Like I said, I can go and check in Word and see what they did with course introduction. Looks like it has its own paragraph style. Sorry, its own chapter header, my mistake. Looks like body copy. Let's zoom in here a bit. So body copy, except when we get to here, this might be better formatted as a list. Okay. That we had from last week. We'll tab in each one. Okay. And remember that special character that we had. How's that? Other down here. There you go. So special character, other, indent to here. Same thing there, and same thing here. Now you see we've got a 4 down here that doesn't belong. That's a mistake. Okay. Jump back into Word and see what they do with learning objectives. It's its own chapter. Okay. So you get the gist. You're just going to go through the document and you're going to apply the styles as you see fit. Okay. We'll skip down to, zoom back out. We're going to skip down to a situation where we need to create a style on the fly. Okay. A style we don't have yet. We're going to call this questions. So you see here, if we were to make this one body copy, okay. Now this is sloppy. Just hitting a hard return 5 times to leave space where a student might write in an answer. Okay. We don't want this because this is now hard coded. These spaces are hard coded in here. Okay. Whereas if we give this a giant space after, then we can tweak that space after, make it a slightly bigger or slightly smaller, again, so that we can massage the text to make it fill the number of pages that we need. Okay, so we want to set these to a specific space after. So we're going to give it another paragraph style. Okay, so we can go over here, a new paragraph style. Okay, we're going to call it question. It's based on body copy. Everything stays the same except for indents and spacing. For our space after, let's give it an inch. Now when I make this question, see, then we can get rid of these guys now. Now we've hard-coded in that space after. We can tweak that if we need it. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Make it question. Okay, so we can continue along throughout the entire document, assigning the styles as we go. Okay. So what we want you to do now, pause the video and continue to format the rest of the document. Okay. It'll take a couple minutes, but you'll see as you start to get into it, you'll start to go a little faster. And you realize how quickly you can format this entire document using the styles that we've already created and using the Word documents as a guide. Okay, so pause the video now, format the document, and then when you come back, we'll create page breaks, table of contents, the index, and we'll complete the assignment.